Hi there, I'm Amy. Welcome to my channel. This is my pet project where every week I delude myself into believing that anything I have to say about skincare or makeup or any other lifestyle topics is of interest to anybody other than myself. Please consider subscribing, if for no other reason than my only purpose in life is to serve as a warning to others. Today I'm going to put on my makeup, but not just any makeup. I'm going to do my default. I'm going to record for posterity my historical default makeup routine, which I'm not going to lie is probably going to offend anyone that has even the most rudimentary knowledge about proper cosmetic application techniques. So I apologize in advance. I haven't had a reason to apply makeup on a daily basis for at least 4 years now. For the first 4 months of lockdown, my company encouraged us to put on our cameras during Zoom meetings, but that pretty much fell by the wayside. People got sick of that pretty quick. So right now, if I do put on makeup during the day for work, then it's usually like a quick and dirty, no makeup look, for lack of a better term, less is more kind of thing. My main objectives are to even out my skin tone, to reduce some redness on my cheeks, around my nose, and add some color back to my lips, because honestly, as I've gotten older, I don't know what has happened to the color of my lips. Like I feel like they are just being absorbed back into my body, and it makes me very sad. So if anything, putting on some sort of tint on my lips is kind of a priority, just so that I don't look ghostly. Okay, so I've already done all of my skin prep. I do follow a 367-step Korean skincare routine, which I started many years ago when I realized, much to my chagrin, that I was aging faster than my Korean mother-in-law. I am thinking about filming that. If you'd be interested to see all the products that I currently use, and what order I apply them and all of that, please leave a message in the comments and I will be happy to show you. I do have dry skin, so I moisturize a lot. The first thing that I do is I apply a primer. I know that not everyone likes to or even needs to apply a primer. I do always put one on. I also know that from what I've seen on other channels, people tend to fall into one of two groups: those who like very sticky, tacky primers, and those who like more silicone-based slippy primers. I use both, it just depends on the situation. Today I'm going to apply a silicone-based primer. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. Someday I'll stop saying every other word. I apply it all over my face. And I just like the way my skin feels. The other primer that I use consistently is also by e.l.f. It's the Power Grip primer, which I've just recently discovered, and I do like that. If I need to keep my makeup on for a full day, I will use that. I don't go out very often, which that probably says more about me than I probably want to share with anyone. But if I do go out and I want to keep my makeup on my face, I will use that. The next thing I do is I use a color corrector. I never go without one. This has been my favorite for years. This e.l.f. color correcting stick in Correct the Red. It appears as though this has been discontinued. I cannot find it except on Amazon for $22. So that tells me that they've decided to discontinue this, which makes me very sad. I have, however, found a couple of other options that have been recommended by other, oh gosh, there's hardly any left. It's terrible. Some other options from some other beauty creators that I have and I've tried and I like. So that's good. But I'm still sad that this one is no longer. This is no longer available. I get this all over my face like Frank's, that Frank's hot sauce. Put this shit on everything, especially because I wear glasses. I have a red spot that never seems to go away right here, from the nose grips on my glasses. So I try to cover that up. Now, having said that, once I put my glasses back on, you won't see it, but it bugs me, so I cover it up. I'm going to tap this in a little bit, just a little bit, so that I don't look like Elphaba. And that's it. Okay, moving right along. So what I have done in the past, again, is use a tinted moisturizer instead of a traditional foundation. I love this stuff. It's the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Anti-Aging Perfector in Fair to Light, which is number 20. I've been so afraid that they're going to discontinue this because sometimes I do have trouble finding it in Target or Walmart, that I've stocked up. I've got a stockpile of this as if the world is ending tomorrow. So if anybody needs any and can't find it, drop me a DM and I can hook you up. I have always applied this with my fingers, but today I'm actually going to try. Oh, I just got it in my eye. This is probably why I should use a brush. I'm probably going to go over this after I initially apply it with the brush, because when I put this on yesterday, and yes, I did film this video yesterday, and I was editing it last night, and it was so bad that I decided I needed to redo it. But what I noticed was, after I put it on, after it had been on my skin for a little while, I noticed that it had not applied as smoothly as I would have liked, especially around my nose. So just to make sure that I don't end up in that situation again, because I do have to go out today and do a couple of errands, I'm going to make sure that it's all kind of blended in. Again, because I have relatively dry skin, this has been awesome because it keeps my face nice and hydrated, and it also kind of covers up all of the redness and discoloration, any discoloration that I have in my skin. So we've got that on. I'm going to take this incredibly generic King Miss brush, which I got off Amazon. I like it because it's double-sided, so I can use this one for foundation and this side for concealer. And I'm just going to go over and quickly smooth this out to make sure I don't end up with any weird gunky buildup. Okay. Good enough. You'll probably find that I say that a lot. Typically, applying makeup has been something that I've done not because I wanted to, but because I felt like I had to. And again, this is just until very recently when I started kind of watching a lot of really good beauty content creators on YouTube and kind of getting excited about makeup again. I grew up in the 80s, which was a magical time of foundation that was 2 shades too dark for you. It had lines, there was no blending, blue eyeshadow. I remember we would use black eyeliner pencils. And I can remember, I never personally did this myself because I've never smoked, but girlfriends of mine who did would carry a lighter with them, and they would light the end of the eyeliner and use that to apply it. Anyone, if you're Gen X, you probably know what I'm talking about. So at any rate, the 80s were not exactly the best time for a teenager to learn to apply makeup, at least correctly. So I do use that as a little bit of an excuse for why I am so incredibly bad at this. But you be the judge. This is where I try to start camouflaging the blue under my eyes. I do have some orange color correctors, which I've been told is supposed to cancel out the blue undertone. However, but that's never worked for me. So that's one of the things that I'm going to try to kind of improve upon in this little journey that I've taken. And we'll smooth that out. Because I wear glasses, I'm just going to tell myself that wearing the glasses kind of covers up those divots in my face. Because if I don't, I'll cry all the time, and that's not good for anyone. So I've got a little concealer on now, and things are looking presentable for what I'm going to be doing today. So the next thing that I will do is I will work on eyebrows. Oh, I apologize. I didn't tell you. I'm using the House Labs. It's the Triclone Skin Tech Concealer in number 11, which is light. I actually think this is a little too dark for me. So I might pick up the next shade down and try that out. So maybe that's part of my problem. I'm not sure. If you have any particular thoughts on that or suggestions that you can give me, I'm open to any recommendations. If you spend any time watching the content that I'll be creating, you will find that I am entirely too influenced by what other people recommend. I will pretty much purchase anything that is recommended to me, which is cool because then I get to build up my little collection and I get to try a lot of new stuff. However, despite the fact that I do have a reasonable amount of disposable income, I think if I were to go back and do an analysis of how much I've spent on cosmetics and skincare products over the past, even just the past year, I would be mortified. So, anywho, let's see. I'm going to draw on, or I guess I should say fill in my eyebrows. Thank you to my father. I have been blessed with very ample eyebrows. If I didn't wax, I would have a unibrow pretty damn quickly. So I don't suffer like a lot of people that I know that struggle with sparse eyebrows and things like that. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. However, as I've aged, I have noticed that the color, goodness, what have I done? Ooh, oh no. That's awesome. I've noticed that the color of the hair is now leaning more toward a deep gray color as opposed to the brown, which is the natural color of my hair. The eyebrow liner that I've really enjoyed is this Morphe. I hope that's in focus. To me, it's not, but that's probably because I'm not wearing my glasses, so that's nice. It's the Morphe Definer Brow Pencil in Latte. And I really like this because the tip of it is incredibly, let's see if we can get it to focus, is incredibly pointed. And it allows me to make very fine hair-like lines. Oops, I can't even get the tip in. That's what she said. Now I actually do tend to apply a brow gel to kind of lift things up a little bit. But because that's not part of my original process, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave this the way they are. Eyeshadow has been a real struggle for me. And that is partly because I have extremely hooded eyes, and I don't know if you can tell on the camera but my upper lids actually have gotten to the point where they're resting on my eyelashes. If I had to say that there's anything that I would ever have cosmetic surgery for, that would be it. The fact that you cannot see my mobile lid at all when my eyes are open gives me an insane amount of sadness. And I know that it's okay to have hooded eyes. And I do follow creators that from whom I've learned techniques for applying eyeshadow to hooded eyes that make it look good. Having said that, it's still something that bothers me about myself, that either A, I will get used to and learn to live with and not have anybody cut my face, or I will simply say, throw money at the problem and fix it. We shall see. Stay tuned. What I will show you today is how I have historically applied my eyeshadow to my hooded eyes prior to learning these new techniques. The palette that I've used, again, for years is this little quad, which is the e.l.f. Bite Size Eyeshadow in Rosewater. Before I started watching beauty content creators, I did not know what fallout was. That wasn't a word in my vocabulary. I did not know because of this eyeshadow. These eyeshadows, to me, are a nearly perfect formula. There's never I never get any gunk around my eyes. If I put it on, it stays there. And that is even without putting on a tacky primer or setting my eyes with powder, which I would do today, but it just was never necessary. And I was a bit mystified when I saw creators talking about eyeshadow fallout and not understanding what that even sort of meant until I started trying some other eyeshadows. In particular, the ColourPop palettes. I find those, they're very pretty, but I find them very messy to use, and it bugs me because I tend to do all of my complexion makeup before I do my eyes. I also never understood why makeup artists would do the eyes first before they did their complexion. I thought, that's insane. How do you even do that? And then I realized that obviously it was because if there's fallout, you don't have to redo all of your face makeup when, you know, you've got glitter and all kinds of crap under your eyes. Because it was just never an issue for me. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this, none of these have names. I'm taking this guy right here. This is the, I guess what we would consider the transition shade. And I'm just going to pop that on my eyes with my eyes open. This is hard to do looking in this backwards camera. So I'm going to look over here and hope you forgive me for looking away from the camera for a minute while I do this. So I apply this kind of all over, up almost to my brow bone. And then I like this pinky shade, which is a shimmer. It's not glittery, I would say, but it's definitely a shimmer. And I then kind of go over in what will become my crease, quote unquote, which is basically right above my eyelashes. Just swipe that in there. This is an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. It is a, you'll never know, blending eye brush from e.l.f. And it's actually pretty old. It's starting to, the ferrule is kind of loose. So my hope is this is someday I'll look back at this video and compare it to something new and I'll say, wow, how far I've come. We can dream. And so that's literally it. That's all I do for eyeshadow. And it doesn't look horrible, I guess. I mean, to me, the reality is that it's pretty invisible, at least to my eye. Then what I would do is I will take, this is actually the NYX. It's just a white single, and I apologize, I cannot read it. Again, I'll link it down below if I'm not even sure it's still available. I've had this for so long. But it's just a white eyeshadow that oh no. Oh, you see what I've done there? Oh goodness, that's terrible. And just highlight my brow bone. And then I will do a little bit on the inner corner. And then what I always did, which makes me laugh today because you can't see my mobile eyelid, what I will also do is pop a dot of white right in the center of my eyelid. Which is like, why are you doing this? Why is this a thing? But it is, and I've done it, and you can hopefully forgive me for the insanity. The other thing I would do is I would then take a big fluffy brush and I would just blend the whole thing together, which I understand is absurd, but I just always felt that if I didn't do that, it looked too streaky. And I understand now that it's because I was not blending correctly. However, I don't know. It worked for me. Nobody was asking me for tutorials. I promise you. I don't know. I got nothing. I've got nothing for you. I do not apply traditional eyeliner. I would love to be able to do a winged eyeliner. I don't feel as though that's something that's ever going to be something that I can do simply because of the shape of my eyes. Unless I get cosmetic surgery, then maybe, you never know. But at this point, there's no eyeliner going on me. I will put mascara on at the very end. I tend to do that last. And that has been, historically, that's been because any mascara that I've used, I have to be very careful because when I put it on, it will get all over my eyelid because, again, my eyelashes touch my upper eyelids. That doesn't happen with the mascara I'm going to use today and show you, which is amazing. But I'm going to do things in the order that I typically do them. At this point, I would put on blush. So what I'm going to go with is the All Even Instant Lip Cheek Eye in Rose. This is a new addition to me. This is something that, again, I was influenced to purchase, and I really like it. I love liquid products, and because I don't have dry skin, because I don't have oily skin, I tend to lean more toward liquid products now than I did. But who hasn't used a good CoverGirl powder blush in the day, right? One of my favorite powder blushes right now is actually the Dior, the hot pink one, which looks terrifying, and I was terrified when I first saw it. But when I got it, I realized that it's not. It doesn't look like that on your skin, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I use that a lot now. I also don't. It doesn't feel very drying to me, so I do enjoy that. But I do have a lot of liquid blushes that I like, and this one from All Even is great. So thank you to whomever recommended that. I might have been Nikki LaRose. I can't recall. But in any event, that's it. A little bit of blush. I'm not even sure you can see on camera, but it is visible on my skin from where I'm looking. Okay. That's pretty much it. I have a multi-function stick highlighter that, don't come at me, I got from Temu. It's Natural Face Multifunction. Can you see it? Natural Face Multifunction. It's a pretty color. There's a little bit of shimmer in it. It's not glittery by any stretch of the imagination, but it is just a little bit on my cheek. And again, it's creamy. Although honestly, this one is actually, I guess it is creamy. You can see the color. It's going to be interesting, like videotape, watching this back to see what can be seen on the video, because I can't see anything. Down the middle. Oh no. Oh no. Look what I've done. There's just a big stripe down the middle of my nose. That's attractive. That's nice. A little bit in the forehead, a little bit here. Blend that in a little bit. Okay. I don't know. If I look too washed out, I guess I'll have to fix this lighting setup that I have here, but whatever, we're going with it. We're gonna make it work. I will curl my eyelashes a little bit. I am, I guess, fortunate enough that I actually have fairly long eyelashes. It's not something that I've ever really struggled with, which is nice. I did recently buy, and I was influenced to buy it by Nikki LaRose, who I love. If you don't follow her, you are doing yourself a disservice. She's amazing. Some false eyelashes. They're just small little ones to put like on the outsides, which I would like to try. I've been a little nervous to do it because I've never put on false eyelashes before, and I'm a little terrified of how it's going to come out, but I guess that's kind of the point. So maybe in another video I will go through the process of trying to actually put those things on. That should be funny. Now I'm going to put on the mascara. Okay, so this mascara came to me in an Ipsy bag, which is quite a while now because I actually don't subscribe to Ipsy anymore. So this came some time ago, but it's a travel version of the Toy Factory hyaluronic acid mascara called Hylash. And it's called Hylash because it's got hyaluronic acid in it, and not because it's supposed to make your eyelashes high. I've seen a lot of reviews of this saying, oh, it doesn't make my lashes long, it's like it's supposed to, and like, you know, like the name says. And it's like, that's not why it's named that. It's named that because there's hyaluronic acid in it. I don't know if they stopped making this, because all I can find on either the Ipsy website or on the Toy Factory website itself is this travel size version. The larger full-size version has been sold out for probably close to a year now. So I think they might not be making it anymore, but which makes me sad because, again, I love it. I love the brush. It's sort of thin. It is slightly larger in the middle, but it's not crazy like some of them. And it allows me to kind of get into the inside. And let's see. I can't do it in that mirror. I have to do it in this mirror. And again, I think the reason it doesn't get on my eyelids is because it dries down so fast. I don't really care why it doesn't, as long as it doesn't. I think it does a great job of kind of making my lashes look, I guess, longer, more visible maybe. My eyelashes they're not blonde or, you know, very light by any stretch, but they aren't black. So it's not as easy to see them, especially when my eyes are open. This is a black. I believe this is black is the only color that this comes in. Okay, so that's it. I don't generally put mascara on my bottom lashes because it tends to make it look like a spider, and I think that looks weird, at least on me. So I don't put it on my bottom lashes, and that's it. So the next or the last thing is setting spray. In any event, what I've, again, used for years is from e.l.f. This is the Dewy Coconut Setting Mist, and it smells really nice. I would not say, it does say long lasting on the label. I would not say that that is an accurate description of how it performs. There is another version of this which is mattifying, and I have tried it, and I would say it probably works about the same as this one. I just prefer the way this one makes my skin look. So hold please. Ooh, oh, that smells so good. It smells like the beach. Coconut. Okay. Oh no, what's happening with my hair? Ooh, okay. Okay, so the last thing is lips. So as I said, the color in my lips is, I mean, I don't know what happened. I had decent lips. Like, they've never been like full and luscious, you know, like, you know, like a lot of people, but they were never kind of non-existent. And now, especially my top lip, like what the heck? It's like, it's very sad. I just like, where did it go? I do like to use a lip stain, and I have used a lot with this kind of makeup look that I'm doing. The Wonder Skin Peel Off lip stains, which I love, especially the color XOXO, or is it Kiss Hug Kiss Hug? I'm not sure. But those last a long time, like if you put them on. So I do love those. This one is the lip stain. It's by e.l.f. This is in, oh God, okay, hang on. We gotta put our glasses on. This is just terrible. This is the e.l.f. lip stain in Power Mauve. And I know that these kind of were very popular recently. It's hard to see the color. I need to fix my lighting. These were kind of popular, I want to say sort of back over this past summer. So I've got them in a wide range of colors, and I do like them. I wouldn't say that they last a really long time. Certainly like not like the Wonder Skin, but the colors are nice, and they're not sort of in your face. Once this dries down, I generally will put a gloss over the top of it, just so that it doesn't feel, it's not that this feels dry, but it's not like cushy or cushy feeling or anything. But I like them, and they're quick. So this is it. This is how we look. I feel like it looks better in person than it does in these lights. I feel like I need to adjust the lights somehow so that it's not, I feel like I look a little bit washed out on the camera. In the monitor I can see, but anyway, this is the final product. So again, I hope that I will be able to look back on this video in, I don't know, 6 months, and compare it to now, and do a side by side of how my makeup looks, and see that I've made progress in my skills, my mad skills. But that's it. So I appreciate you if you watched this far, and thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye.